Purdue has every single bit of capability to win the national championship this year. I didn't say that last year. They've got the most returning talent in the entire sport, which in this day and age, man, that's a luxury. The offense, I always love Matt Painter's offense. It's sort of a lost art. It's ran through the big man. They're at the top 10 in the sport in points off big man cuts, pick and roll points, post up points, and 3-point shots off of a big man drawing a double team and kicking it out. So Purdue always finds some pretty good passing big men. So why does it work like that? Well, Braden Smith is kind of the key to all of it. He never leaves the court. I think he's playing like 38 out of 40 minutes per game last year. So because you have a guy like him, and because Braden Smith has been the guy there these last 3 years, Purdue has been in the top 25 in the sport in assist-turnover ratio each of the last 3 years. They're one of 3 teams in Division I to do that. Also, what makes this offense so lethal is when a guy like Trey Kaufman-Renn or Oscar Clough or Daniel Jacobson this year is going to draw a double team, when you've got guys like Fletcher Lawyer, 40+%, CJ Cox, 40% three-point shooter as a freshman, it's kind of a lose-lose situation because you can't double. You're going to leave that guy open, and it's tough to leave a guy like Trey Kaufman-Renn right on the post one-on-one because he's going to hurt you. So, I've talked all of this talk about Purdue's offense. What held them back last year from being great instead of very good like they were? Well, I'm going to give it to you straight. Purdue allowed 1.05 points per possession. That's 194th in Division I. I don't care who's on your offense. You will never win a national championship if your defense is giving up that many points. This wasn't the case in 2024. They were in the top 15 in advanced metrics and defensive efficiency. So why did they get so much worse? Lost Zach Edey. They lost the rim protection. It's kind of the same thing that we talked about with UConn, to which they played Trey Kaufman-Renn and Caleb First at the 4 and the 5, and that didn't work. So here we go. Listen to this. Teams against Purdue shot 56% from 2, 333rd best 2-point defense for Purdue. Teams shot at the rim, within 5 feet of the rim, 70% against Purdue. Of all 364 teams in Division I, that is 364th. So why was Purdue so bad at defending the inside? It's kind of like what we talked about with Kentucky and UConn, but worse, okay? Well, a kid named Daniel Jacobson. If you guys don't know of Daniel Jacobson in college hoop circles, you probably will by the end of the year. He's a 7'4" freshman. Apparently, he shoots threes. I believe it when I see it. He got injured at the beginning of the year. That killed Purdue in a lot of ways. Didn't kill him. Let me rephrase that. That greatly hurt him. They were playing golf with a slice last year because they knew once you get a one-on-one post-up in the interior or a nice lob pass, that guy's catching it and he's freaking finishing it. And Purdue could do nothing about it. So you put a 7'4" guy in there like Daniel Jacobson, that could solve all of Purdue's problems in just one guy. So him getting hurt last year greatly hurt them. You know, it's interesting to think what they would have been if he was healthy with how good that offense is. That's a high-moving Fortune 500 company type of offense. Every single year it delivers. So if Jacobson's healthy and he's the starter, I think Purdue is the favorite to win the national championship. I turned on a scrimmage the other day and I didn't see him as the starter. I saw Oscar Clough as the starter. And I think that's a concern for me because I think Purdue, if he doesn't progress, if he's not a big part of the rotation or if he gets injured, they're the same team as they were last year. Probably a little bit better, but not enough to live up to this preseason rating. So, with Jacobson in, this is a national champion. This team is. With Jacobson not in there, this is a very good team with weaknesses that I think are too big to overcome. So he's the X factor.